Everybody, what's up? Welcome to Rock Gamer, your one-stop shop for all things Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live, and Amplitude related. So I've been away the last couple of weeks on vacation. I didn't really get to do Customs of the Week, but I'm back, and I plan on doing Customs of the Week at least until Rock Band 4 comes out. And before we get started with this week's episode, I want to let you know that myself, as well as a dude named Dayspace, we do a weekly podcast. The first episode was about an hour long, where we break down all the Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live news, and Amplitude news that's come out over the past week. We post it to my YouTube channel. We're planning on doing it every Wednesday or Thursday, so you can look out for that podcast. But let's get started with this week's episode. So the C3 release for the week was from a band called Spandau Ballet, or I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. You're probably wondering who they are, but they have one really well-known song that was a big charter in the States. They're a little more popular in Britain, but they have the song called True. And if you've ever watched TV and seen a trailer for a movie, go YouTube the song. I'm sure you've heard it before. That's the song I'm talking about right now, and that's going on behind me. It's a pretty well-known song, and that's why this song really is one of my customs of the week. It's pretty laid back on all instruments. It's not the most exciting song on all the instruments, unless you're a vocalist. The vocals are easily the best instrument on this song. It's got some fun harmonies. I found the bass was actually a little more fun than the guitar. The drums are pretty simple. There's not a ton going on until you get to about the middle section of the song. Then things tend to speed up a bit. But let's go into our second song of the week. This song is from the band Nirvana. It's from their MTV Unplugged album that they released in 1994. This is the song Lake of Fire. Now, interesting note, if you didn't know, this is actually not a Nirvana song. It's actually a cover of a Meat Puppets song. I believe a couple of their members joined them on stage when they actually did the MTV Unplugged performance. And this is really a really fun song. I wouldn't really anticipate or assume that unplugged versions of songs would translate well into Rock Band, but this song definitely shows otherwise. The drums are pretty simple for the most part, but there's a couple, little nice sections where you're playing on the open hi-hat and doing some nice little rolls on the snare. The guitar is probably the best instrument on this entire song, especially those licks and the riffs that the guitar player is playing. They're a lot harder than they sound, and the bass is, has enough variety to keep things interesting. This one is not an official C3 release, so there are no pitched vocals. Everything is talkies. But even with that being said, this is a fantastic song and one of my favorite Nirvana songs, and I'm glad it's finally in Rock Band. So let's go to our next song of the week. Our next song is from a band I'm a big fan of, and we've seen a lot of DLC from. We've also seen quite a few customs from this band, and that band is Alice in Chains. This is from their most recent album, The Devils Put Dinosaurs Here. This is the song Stoned. It's called Stone. It was in Rocksmith 2014 on disc, and I'm really happy to finally see this song in Rock Band. There was an unfinished version of this custom made, but now it's got the full band treatment, and this song features harmonies as well. On all instruments, the bass and the guitar, surprisingly enough, especially during the main riff, play pretty similarly to one another, and while they're not overly difficult, they're still pretty fun, especially the bass. That opening bass line is awesome in this song, and that riff is just really, really awesome as well. I've always been a fan of Sean Kinney's drumming style, and I've always enjoyed, all the songs we've got from Alice in Chains. They've always had interesting drum parts, whether it's songs like Wood or even songs like No Excuses. This one's another really good song. It's not maybe as technical as the other songs I mentioned, but it's still really fun, and it's more of a laid-back kind of song. It's got a couple, ghost notes thrown in there too to sort of challenge you. The vocals are actually a lot harder than I thought they'd be, especially the harmonies. I've always had trouble singing like Jerry's parts in these songs, but this is definitely a great song. There's also a custom of the song Died, which is from the box that the Alice in Chains released back in the late 90s. I think it was Lane Staley's last song he sang on for the band. I didn't feature that this week because I just wanted to focus on only one Alice in Chains song, but there is another custom available from the same author. Let's go into our next song of the week. Our next song is, and I think this is the first time I've featured a song like this. This song can be found in the Customs Work in Progress forum. This song is, for the most part, the drum chart felt pretty good. There's a couple of spots I think they need to be looked at, but this is from one of my favorite bands, Foo Fighters. This is from their most recent album, Sonic Highways. This is the song Congregation. And this song on drums and vocals is probably the best instruments. The guitar is your standard Foo Fighters tune. There's, a lot of chords, and there's also some single notes thrown in too, but it's nothing too difficult. The bass is probably the weakest instrument out of the four. The drums are really fun. There's a lot of variety here, and there's quite a bit of difficult fills thrown in as well, especially that end fill towards the later part of the song where Taylor just does like a mishmash of different toms and stuff. It's really difficult to play. The vocals are actually quite difficult too. In some respects, this song reminds me of Monkey Wrench, where Dave Grohl's got that insane scream at the end. There's a lot of high notes in this song, and I know when I was singing it, I had trouble hitting some of those notes. But if you guys do check the song out, I really recommend you guys leave some feedback for the author, because I think he is looking for feedback on this song. But let's go into our next song of the week. So our next song is from Taylor Swift. It's a song, Shake It Off. We've had actually quite a few customs from her most recent album, 1989, but somehow this song, the most popular song off the album, has not even made it onto Rock Band, but it finally has gotten the full band treatment. And I'll say it right out, the guitar and the bass on the song are not really that much fun. This is really a song for, even the drums too, this is really a song for singers. It features harmonies as well, and this is a really fun song to sing. And I've always thought that pop songs fit really well into Rock Band, at least when it comes to vocals, because on a lot of these pop songs, there's so many layers of tracks that are recorded for the vocals that you often, when you sing it, you hear stuff that you never thought knew was there, like especially in the background vocals. And this is an example of one of those songs. So if you are a fan of Taylor Swift, I recommend you check this out. There's another really fantastic custom from her previous album, Red, which is a self-titled track, Red. Really great custom too. I featured it on one of my customs of the week. Let's go into our final song of the week. Finishing off our last song of the week is probably my favorite entire song of the week, and I saved the best for last. It's Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin. This is a song I'd never really heard before until I played the custom, and boy, it's definitely a lot different than the other Zeppelin songs I've heard, but this is a great song on drums. Even with the main beat, I had a lot of trouble playing it. It's just, I don't know if it's like a weird time signature or something, but the weird placement where the hi-hat is, but it's a fantastic song to drum to. The bridge section and the section right after the bridge, insanely difficult, those fills when you're playing on the toms and stuff. Even the snare rolls are really interesting, the way you're going between the snare and the rack toms. The vocals are definitely the second best instrument, or maybe the best instrument, along with the drums. The guitar and the bass, you're basically playing the same thing over and over again until you get to the second half of the song, but really recommend you guys go download it. Thanks for watching, guys. Does it for Custom of the Week. If you want to stay up to date on all things Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero Live related, click the subscribe button. Take care.